it's probably appropriate this season. We don't have nameplates for the League yet. They have not come in. Your plaques for the special awards, which we're going to announce today, we don't have those yet. And I also, I was supposed to get your certificates today, but they did not give them to me. So we got your certificates. And also, Jenna said your dad was earlier. The valve came in from the steeplechase pit, but we can't find it. So yeah, it's been a good day. Good day. So yeah, we're just gonna talk about the seniors for a few minutes. Coach is gonna help me. Actually, first let's just recognize our all league award winners. So I'm going to say their names, and you guys are going to get your plaque today, but you need to bring it by to get your nameplate. Or you can get your own nameplate. You can get it from Annalise in Mrs. Galgano in the main office, the athletic office, and then she'll put it on for you, or you can just take it home and put it on. But these are. So this was all league. All right, John Pantusa, discus. Luke Bridey, 400-meter hurdles. Alex Yalom, 4x100-meter relay. Jack Herman, 4x100-meter relay. Rippy. Where's Rippy? Rippy to 4x1. Oh, yeah, we got it too. Oh, okay. Rippy, 4x100-meter relay. Zach Pyson. That's why I could have done that. We have.
I'd rather do the steepling.
Guys, listen. Ella Jaworski, 4x8. Maddie Jacobic. It was the one for you.
God.
Chloe. Okay, so those are our all league recipients. That's a pretty hefty number, guys. That was really good. What's that? Oh, I forgot. I saved her. That's why. Yeah, because she had the most. So yeah, Jen was all league in every single event she did. 800, 1500, 2,000 meter steeple, and the 4x8.
Wow.
Nice.
I didn't know your name. Yeah, pole ball. I said it. I skipped over. I'm sorry. Okay, so we had a lot of varsity letter recipients this year. So getting their varsity letter for the first time, I'm going to call your name. You can get it from Coach Brand. It's these fuzzy letters. You get one of them in your career per sport. So. I've only gotten one ever. I think you only get one. Yeah, you only get one.
No, you get one, I think, overall, and then you're supposed to get pinned.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they haven't been giving them for a while, though.
I have one. Okay, so then, yeah, so you get one per sport. For me, it's always been like you get your varsity letter.
Okay, so for the varsity letter recipients for the first time ever, Andrew, Abraham, Ben Curley, Jack Herman. Where's Gavin today? Gavin Jacobic. Yeah, Patty, you can take it, right? Let's see. We have Rippy and Jake Santos. Okay. Okay, then we had
Jake is here. Oh, okay. I was like.
Probably did.
Yeah, that was for boys. All right, some of you fell short by a little bit. All right, a little bit.
You didn't get it. Sorry,
Okay.
Luke.
That was just first time recipients. All right. We know Coach. She's not here today, but Charlotte. And Sky Smith. Julia Soler. And Alana Bataj. All right. And then we don't have. What's that? Oh my God, Ella, did I leave you off?
Give it a well.
Okay, so guys, I just want to talk for a moment about our seniors. So, okay, I just want to talk comments about our seniors. So, I'm gonna let Coach talk about Luke.
Hi, over.
Can you guys hear us up there?
It's gonna be surveilled here. Don't you dare.
Listen up, guys.
Alright guys, so Luke Friday, it's his senior year obviously, and he's been super dedicated to track. Obviously it's my first season with him, so I don't really know how much he gave in every other season, but just this season he's put so much effort and everything. Finishing yesterday, breaking 60 in the 400 hurdles, and winning Class B, so that's awesome. And every day he comes down the track, it's not only about running, but he wants to just do everything he can. He goes in school and does the best things he can. He comes out here and just impresses us in every way he can. So.
Guys, also just a quick side note, for those who tune into the Senior Athletic Awards, we had a lot of track athletes win those awards. There's only like 5 of them. We won like 4 of them. So you guys did awesome. And by the way, like I put in recommendations, but some of your names were already mentioned before I even sent my email. So you guys do really well in your other sports too, and your teachers have good things to say about you. All right. So that was Luke. All right, Luke Cobiello. Where's Luke?
Here.
So Luke, is this your first season ever doing spring?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever do winter?
No.
Okay, so at least not when I've been here, but okay. So yeah, Luke was a new addition to the team. What made you come out for track this year?
I wanted to get better at cardio for ROTC.
For what?
ROTC.
ROTC? Nice. All right, awesome. Good for you. Where are you going? Where are you going next year?
Virginia Tech.
Okay, nice. Very nice. Wow. So yeah, Luke had some good performances. Coach, do you want to talk a little bit about Luke?
Sure. So Luke has been here almost every day. I've not seen him miss practice yet. He's been very dedicated in everything he's done. Every event he runs, throws, he does both, he does it all. And he not only comes and throws, he also makes sure to get his running in. So it's very impressive when you have throwers also being dedicated to running. So that's awesome. And he definitely achieved so many goals in this whole season.
And just a genuine contributor to the team, always cheering, always helping out at meets. Really appreciate it, Luke. All right, let's move on to Alex Deck. Alex Deck. So I'm probably going to say too much here. I probably shouldn't, but I don't know of another opportunity where Alex will get the opportunity for me to recognize him for this. But Alex today won a very special award, which I can't mention yet, but you guys will eventually learn what that award is. So he knows about it.
So
They need to contact people, and there's like a process, I'm told. So Alex, so Alex was hit. Guys, listen up. Alex was hit particularly hard by this whole COVID situation because I was with Alex at the state meet in winter of 2020, and there was probably COVID floating around that arena where we were. It was like literally days before we were all sent home. And it's funny because when I wear that shirt that has the date on it, and people look and they're like, "You went to an event on March, whatever it was, in 2020."
12, 13 from that
Yeah,
week, that
it was
last
late.
week.
But Alex was so psyched for spring. I mean, he had just broken the school record that winter, and then the season, of course, got canceled. And he hasn't been vaulting. And vaulting is not really the type of thing he can really do in the summer on his own. He can travel somewhere and borrow poles and things like that, but it's not as easy as getting out there and running. So Alex had a lot of ground to make up for. So he was working with a coach a little bit at Iona, who's part of my own coaching family tree. One of my former coaches worked with him. So he got some vaulting in over there. And then the other thing is Alex just worked really hard by himself on his own. Those of you who help him with videotaping his vaults, he looks at his videotapes and he is able to make adjustments and corrections. He's able to really critique his own vaults, and I think that was a huge reason why you were able to break the school record this season and vault 14-2. You did that once at our league meet, and then the week before you actually broke the school record by a smaller margin, right? So he promised me he'd send it in. He didn't get it done in time, but he's going to. I did speak to Jeff Rebish, who had the record before Alex. I did, and it was funny because he's a plastic surgeon, or he's a
dermatologist.
Dermatologist. Okay,
It's
he does
Dr.
some plastic
Pupper's
surgery.
husband.
So he's out in California, right? And when I called, I'll tell you guys real quick. I called his office and I explained who I was. And his receptionist goes, "Oh yeah, we know exactly what you're talking about. That's all he ever talks about." So he's talking about his school record 31 years later.
There's a reason why
So yeah, congrats to Alex. Great season. Awesome contributor to the program. Unless we brush up on pole vault a little bit, I think that record's going to live for a little while. So you're safe for a little while, just a little. So
Maybe 30 years from now you can do the same thing.
I'm going to be calling you up from the retirement home. Okay, let's see. Oh, is Alex here? Alex Jacobic? I did not see him.
I saw him before.
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, we will. Who wants to leave? Raise your hand. Okay, let's leave. Let me talk about Ella really quick. Okay, so this is Ella's first season. She really impressed us at her time trials. She ran a really good 400, really good 800. So we were like, all right, we got a good 800 runner on our team. But as it turned out, her better event was, as we learned, was the 3,000, the 1,500. She ran a really good mile at Laux. The conversion, I think, took her right under 5 minutes for the 1,500. So for those of you who know that event, that's really impressive to get under 5 minutes in that race. And then her 3,000, she's closing in on 11 minutes, and she's only a sophomore. So congrats, Ella. You were and you always works hard. She was here with me during the preseason. Just always positive, always a pleasure to work with. Congrats. Good job.
I will never see you again.
Maddie, you have to go,
Sunday. No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay, who else has to go? Wait, Alexa, you have to go. Okay, Alexa. Okay, no, it's...
You know what?
So,
Alexa, I'll leave and bring all the stuff in.
so we'll talk about Alexa real quick while Mom's still here.
I got kicked out. Your boy.
I know. We'll come back and visit.
So Alexa rejoined us for spring track this season, and no, but you rejoined spring. Oh no, you were here last year for spring technically, but we didn't really have spring. But this is my first real spring season working with you. And Alexa is a super hard worker. I think you guys see her out there on the track. Her races are just inspiring. I mean, she just guts them out and sometimes puts herself in a really bad situation during the race and just digs her way out of it, which is always so impressive. I'm usually with Jen during the races. If Jen's not in your race, she's usually with me, and we're usually talking about your race, and we're like, uh-oh, like, that's not good. Oh no, she's pulling her way out of it. We're like, why is she out in lane 2 on the turn? Things like that. But yeah, it was always fun to watch you race, and I knew you were tough because in winter, you know the story. Alexa was like really sick. This is before COVID, and she ran a PR in the 600, and it was just so amazing. And your 800, your 800 the other day reminded me of that. So we're gonna miss you next year. Good luck in school, and I should say, for Alexa, listen, Maddie. For Alexa, this is her second best sport, we should say, and for her to run these times, just amazing. She's broken into the top 3 on multiple school. She's got 2 school records, and she's broken into the top 3 on others. So congrats, Alexa. We're gonna miss you.
No, she can stay.
I was, yeah, dude, I was about to race up and they were doing. I got so pissed. I'm like, someone finally challenged me to a race. Like, dude, I already swapped from so I drive a bus. I was ready to like, yo, I was ready to race this guy. Dude, I already know when to shift. Shift at
do you want to leave soon?
Oh, that's cute.
yeah, dude, I was ready.
I can tell me to go next.
How my playlist going? I was like,
Okay, yeah, because I have to leave within the next soon. I have to leave soon.
I was listening to
I just can't wait to have my pain face.
this guy was trying to assist me. I was like, dude, I wanted to so bad. Come at me, bro.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
I saw the instructions.
She has to go.
Wait, I'm about to fail.
Okay, so we'll do Maddie.
Coach, I think people said about to overflow.
Yeah. In my...
Dude, get out of there.
But we should probably turn that off.
All right. We do this.
I don't know.
I'll go with something.
Zach.
Coach, I have blisters and I
Do you? Okay. Jake, do me a favor.
Can I do
No, he doesn't. I'll do it. Okay, for now, until I get over there, take the hose and bend it, and then put it in the fence.
Because it'll come.
We're just turning off.
You just turn the water off.
Yeah, yo, dude, you want to, Jake, if you want to turn it off, go inside, go in the locker room, and it's going all the way down. How do we have I used to feel
Second, you realize where we are. Okay. I think I'm going to start with the top. I'm going to start with Jordan. Is that okay?
Maddie,
Do you have to leave? Your mom has to wait.
Okay, I'll be 1 second.
Okay, yeah, because Dad probably wants to talk about you. So I'm going to talk about Jordan.
Is that a car back?
No, or do we just got to wait? Okay. Yes, no? Guys, listen. Guys. All right. Ready? Okay, so I'm going to start with Jordan. So Jordan is our, like, amazing thrower coach at the same time. She has taken a bunch of underclassmen under her wing and taught them throwing. That are younger than her, as well as fellow classmates. She's taught everyone, like almost everyone that's tried to throw this year, throwing, because our throwing coach has gone through some difficulty this season, so he hasn't been here as much as he wanted to be. So Jordan has stepped up and done a lot, and it has been amazing to have her on the team. We're going to miss her so much next year because I don't know who's going to fill her shoes. So thank you.
one day I did Dude, I don't care about safety. I'm like, all right, we're doing this way. You get hit, you get hit. Take an apple. You do not matter. Yes. Well, actually.
All right. Yeah, what's your best teacher? Next person, Olivia. Okay, so Olivia, I know like I wasn't here when you were at like, as you call your peak shape, but like for someone who has been a runner for years, I understand that pain because when I was in high school, I actually ran my best time ever when I was a sophomore in high school, and I never ran that again. I also never ran the events again in college, so I might play into it, but every time in high school I never got to that point. So I would 100% understand that, but you've still improved so much to what you have done. You always have to look at each season individually, and this season you have made probably the biggest improvements in all seasons. You've improved from going from like 70, you started in the 4 and you ended at like 65. So you've done awesome, and it's been great to have you, and even in winter you stepped up and did so much for everybody, so thank you.
I was a captain too. Yeah, yo, wrestling captain. Let's go.
Madison Jacobic.
Yes, right? This goes to their mom. Take a photo with me.
Do you do the photos afterwards? Oh, that's you.
No, we don't need them.
Okay.
I know, right?
So Maddie, when I walked into the gym on the first day of practice, I was shocked because I didn't think you were going to come out for the team in the spring. Maddie usually does winter, and in that short period of time that she trains in winter, she always does really well, and we moved her up from the 600 up to a little bit longer distances, where she's done really well. Yeah, she's been, so anyway, this season she got a PR in the 800, 240. What was it? The other day you ran 229. I'm sorry, 529. Not 229. Yeah, 529 and 15. And you came close to PRing in the 3,000 in just one race. Maddie is a super hard worker. She always got the short end of the stick in workouts because I used to, I would want her training with Jen and Alexa and Ella, and it was kind of hard because she was like better than the people behind her, but not quite able to keep up. What?
Who said that?
So she was not quite able to hang with Ella and Alexa and Jen, but she just toughed it out, and we made some adjustments here and there, but all in all, we were able to stay with them as the season progressed. So Maddie, great job this season. We're going to miss you next year.
Maddie coming out to see
I got an award. Freshman person would be very good. They never would.
I'll take it. You guys want to do?
I know. Outstanding performance. So bad. And Robin was in his new row. He goes, you performed pretty well this season. And he was like, you exceeded some of my expectations. I'm like, this is well
Oh, I love going.
No, yeah, no.
I wish Alex was here. I didn't see him. I'm there. But guys, listen up. We have a few more seasons. So Alex Jacobic got some good PRs in the shot this year. Yeah, there was a meet where he beat his PR by over a foot. So I think he deserves some recognition for that. And throwing's really tough, and we didn't really have access to the weight room the way that we normally would. But you guys all made the most of it, and I know Alex worked closely with John and Will and a few others. So yeah, I think he should really be commended for that season he had. Who else isn't here? Emma's not here. Emma's at orientation for college.
Is anyone going to see her? anybody gonna see Emma? That I can give them information? Okay, can I give you this for her?
Yeah, bro, it was genius. The door, if you shove it, like if you like shoulder it, it's open.
John.
Shut up.
So Emma is I'll wait till Maddie starts rolling.
Wait, start again.
Okay. So Emma has been with us, I think, for every winter and spring track season since did she do it in middle school too?
Yeah.
She's been with us a really long time. She's been a sprinter, 100, 200. She's in the 400 occasionally as needed, and she was a long jumper. And Emma just is, as you all know, she's so positive. She's always got an energy to her. And she's always like clapping her hands like, all right, let's go, like we're gonna do this. And she just brought so much to the team and to, you know, the daily vibe at practice and at meets. And I think it's really girls like Emma and athletes like Emma that create the environment where you all do well. So even when you know, she would have her PRs, she would do really well in some of her races. But then when she didn't do well, she was still right there on the track cheering everyone on. So we're gonna miss her next year, and yeah, I hope she stops by and says hello or goodbye before she leaves. I actually see Emma all summer though, so she works. She works there. Okay, Olivia we did, Maddie we did, Alexa we did, Chloe. We didn't do Chloe, did we?
No, we did.
Chloe. So Chloe. So who saw Chloe race the 800, the 4x8? You guys all see that? So Chloe begrudgingly was an 800 runner for most of her career. She would have loved to be a 200 runner, loved to be a 400 runner, but the 800, as some of you know, it's a very, very difficult event. It's the most painful event in my opinion, because that second lap, you can't really pace it, and that second lap just hurts. It hurts a lot. So as we started the season, Chloe is good friends with some of the sprinters, so I didn't have the heart to break her away from her sprinter group, so I kind of let her do the 200, 400 in her final season. But at the league meet, we had no choice. We needed her for the 4x8, and she hasn't even really been training those distances. So I just told her, I was like, do the best you can and just trying to hang on, and Jen will be waiting for you at the very edge of the exchange zone, and you know, and just try your best and see what you could do. And we were trying to get the league title in the 4x8. So she ran a phenomenal 240, 241. She's run faster. Her times have been faster in that event by a little bit. But it was your best race I've ever seen. You dug in, and we always used to talk about this, like digging into that race, and that last 200 just hurts, and it's just, you're running on nothing but fumes at that point. And that's exactly what she did at the league meet, so I'm really proud of her for that, and gonna miss her a lot next year.
Yeah, Chloe.
So, Chloe.
Well, no, not yet, right? I'm just gonna give it.
I didn't write anything about Will. Yep. All right. We did Emma. Who's left other than Jen? Just Jen?
You have a bunch of
I did when I wasn't here, right?
Yeah, no one really left.
For the girls, we have Jen. Who do we have for the boys?
Well done.
Okay.
I think all of them, except for Dave.
Okay.
And
Yeah, Luke and Luke.
We did Luke.
we did the
We have John and we have Will.
and Tom and Dad.
Zach and Tom. Okay. We did Zach.
And we did Dad and Tom
Okay.
And then Shaq.
and Zach.
So, where's Ben?
Good job.
Ben, you right? Hang there. Okay.
I love that.
Tom.
Made a comment about it yesterday.
So Tom Lombardo. Tom. Gavin. Alex. So Tom Lombardo. Tom is no stranger to PRs. Tom always consistently improves. You ran your fastest 200 this season, if I'm not mistaken. He ran a ridiculous 400 last week. Ran 54 seconds. Yeah, and what was it, 54 and change?
55.
Yeah, and Tom brings so much to this team atmosphere. He was a captain over winter. He's always leading, even when he's not captain. He's always pulling people into various stretches, and he's always encouraging them during relays. He's cheering for everybody, and he's helping out the younger groups of athletes. So I think what you guys probably don't realize, the seniors, as you graduate, is that the underclassmen will always remember you. And what's weird about it is, what I found is that even once you get to that age, once you are an upperclassman, Jen knows this, I think, you don't think that you're quite as big or as strong or as old as you remember your former teammates. And it's hard to believe that you're now in that situation. But I know that our younger guys are looking up to all you guys, and you guys have set the tone for our program for even the years after you're no longer with us. But Tom, you've been a pleasure to work with, and I just know you're going to do great, and you should find some track meets in the future. And maybe work on that 400. That might be your sweet spot. So Tom Lombardo. Will Quinn.
All right, Will.
So, you have to go? Okay. Do you want to wait a minute until after I finish?
Yeah.
Well, let me do
I can wait.
Will. So guys, Will was always with the distance group up until this season. And then, this was the first season you threw, right?
Yeah.
Will just woke up one day and he's like, I want to be a thrower. So,
Since sophomore year.
Yeah. You haven't gotten a chance.
why not?
Well, I was going to do it.
You were the coach the whole time.
I didn't coach throws. I didn't. So yeah, no. Will does cross country with us. He does winter. He does spring. He threw for the first time this season, and he really improved. We wish we got you on board throwing earlier, because you have an aptitude for it. In particular, I took out the javelins the other day, last week, and I took a 1-hour clinic like 10 years ago in javelin, and I didn't remember any of it. I think Jen went to Coach Govan's clinic when she was like 10, and then Jordan, of course, knows a little bit. John, a little bit.
That's way too much.
But yeah, Will kind of was just looking at videos, Jordan was helping out, and he actually threw quite well for the first time. So if we weren't here today, Will would be at a javelin meet, which is being held at Henrik Hudson. But he's here with the team today. So yeah, so I'm sorry you found your event so late in your career, but yeah, Will always works hard, and Will's been a phenomenal leader. He's been a cross-country captain before, so I really appreciate what you brought to this team over the years, Will, and we are going to miss you. And yeah, just come back and visit us. So Zach.